2022 was a big year for music. We had major pop releases, we had one of the biggest rap beefs in rap's history. So it's really hard to distill all of my favorite moments of the year into just 50 songs, but somehow I've done it. So here we go. At number 50, we've got Alibi by Sev Deliza, Pablo Vittar, and Yusult. At number 49, we have Nilüfer Yanyer's Like I Say. At number 48, we have Kesha's Joyride. Next, we have Turn It Up by Pink Panthers. At 46, we have My Forever by the late Sophie and Cecile Believe. At 45, we have Shooting Star by Nick Ward. At number 44, we have You Should Not Be Doing That by Amyl and the Sniffers. At 43, we have the glitchy Generate Utopia by Death's Dynamic Shroud. At 42 is Get It Sexy by Sexy Red. Yep. At number 41, we have Labyrinto by Juan Sun. And at number 40 is the sweet, sticky pop Please, Please, Please by Sabrina Carpenter. At number 39, we have Hakushi Hasegawa's Boy's Texture. At 38 is Million Dollar Baby by Tommy Richman. At 37 is Lucky by Eric DeCassia. 36 is Dizzy by Richie and Amine. 35, Maria's Run Your Mouth. At 34 is Forever by Shy Girl with Empress of Kingdom. At 33 is Timeless, a nice trap pop rap by The Weeknd and Playboi Carti. At 32 we have Hijack by A$AP Rocky and Jessica Pratt. At 31 is Supernova by aespa. At 30 we have
Nia Archives.
Crowded Rooms. 29 is Common Loom by Zuzu. I Feel Like a Broken Man with number 58, Broken Man by St. Vincent. At 27, we have Satellite Business 2.0 by Sampha and Lil Sims. At 26, to round off this half of the list, is Billie Eilish with Birds of a Feather. At 25, we have Check by Flow. Flow are on the trajectory of stardom with their fun, catchy contemporary R&B. At number 24, Slater goes hard with No Comma. Slater reports her hypersexual lyricism over a revving bass for a pretty insane industrial hip-hop cut. At 23, I have Saturn by SZA. SZA's songwriting is so imaginative, introspective, and nihilistic. This, in conjunction with some gorgeous vocal layering, as well as that trip-hop inspired percussion, provides a really gorgeous listening experience. At 22, I have Angel of My Dreams by Jade. Jade of Little Mix fame here provides us a really fun, engaging, and dynamic electropop banger. At 21, I have Luciferian by Ichiko Aoba. Every time I hear one of her songs, I am transported to a completely different planet. Her contemporary folk music is just so ethereal and endlessly interesting. At number 20, I have Life by Jamie XX with Robin. Robin here is giving us Boots the House Down Diva over this really fun Jamie XX beat that just is so danceable and endlessly enjoyable. At 19 is Magic I Want You by Jane Remover. It's really hard to pin down what specific musical style this is, but if I had to describe it to someone, it would be internet-inspired avant-garde emo pop. It might not be the most accessible song of the year, but what really grew on me was these weird samples, the syncopated drum pattern, one of her catchiest choruses to date, as well as the really fun breakdown at the end of the song. At number 18, Megan Thee Stallion claps back at her haters with Hiss. Megan really stays in her lane of that braggadocious and confident hip-hop we've come to know and love, and what really sold me on this song was that Megan's Law line, which clearly got to Nicki Minaj. At number 17, it's Remy Wolf's Toro. This is a fun, summer, sexy bop. I love Remy Wolf's playful lyricism and killer production. At 16 is Weird World by Ali X. Ali X gives us a synth pop, dark wave, influences straight from the 80s. The production is really sharp and it's really catchy, and I like how the song progresses over time. At number 15, Ray flexes her versatility as a songwriter and an artist on Genesis, the 7-minute epic multi-genre track that explores issues of substance abuse and body image, and it's just a fantastic listen, especially on first listen. At 14, Fontaines DC effortlessly blend alt-rock and post-punk in their Starburster. I really love the atmosphere that's built with these dark keyboards and synthesizers, as well as that really punchy percussion with the drums. The vocal interludes create a lot of space as well, and then there's that really catchy refrain. I'm gonna hit your business if it's momentary blindness. That one. At number 13, Beth Gibbons gives us a really haunting yet optimistic reflection on mortality with Floating on a Moment. At number 12, Geordie Greep gives us a look into the mind of a very sexually dysfunctional man with delusions of grandeur on Holy Holy. At number 12 is The Baddest, Batter Remix by JVB and Aisha Erotica. The energy, the swagger, the personality. Aisha Erotica absolutely kills her verse, and the intro was just so fun. It's, who's that? It's Aisha, bitch. You know, I could honestly bump this as satire, but the track just goes so hard, so it belongs on this list. And that brings us to the top 10. This top 10 was really difficult to rank. I feel like all of these songs had a really big impact on my listening this year, and I'm basically a ride or die for these top 10 songs. So here we go. Coming in at number 10, we have the pop country ballad with Beyonce and Miley Cyrus with The Two Most Wanted. Out of the 3 Cowboy Carter singles, I think this one probably wasn't the strongest, but it grew on me so much throughout the year, and I just found myself really drawn to it. I think there's something about that pre-chorus and chorus that it's just so big and so fun and makes me feel so country, and I'm just screaming along with them, and I'm so here for it. At 9 is Nasty by Tinashe. This contemporary R&B banger sees Tinashe's sexy flair, her fun choruses, that really sticky refrain, I've been a nasty girl, and the production's also there to back it up. This song found its way into my vocabulary. I was genuinely asking my friends, is someone going to match my freak? So it has to be here. At number 8, I've placed Addison Rae's Aquamarine. This fusion of dance pop and deep house just clicks in my brain. I love Addison Rae's effortlessly sensual delivery, her nonsensical lyrics, the immaculate production, everything from that melodic synthesizer that opens the track to the pulsing bass to the angelic backing vocals. I don't know, I just see the vision. It's a great song. At number 7, I See That Sadness Is a Gift with Andrea Lenker. The songwriting here is such a mature and tender and devastating but hopeful reflection on a relationship. I am so captured by Lenker's tender vocal delivery and the organic instrumentation, particularly the violins. I think everything here is trying to make you cry, and if it doesn't work, I'm not sure if you have a heart. At number 6, we have FKA Twigs' Drums of Death. This is the 3rd single from FKA Twigs' upcoming project, Eusexua. Funnily enough, I am absolutely obsessed with this drum pattern. There is just something about it that makes me want to move, as well as these really fun chopped vocals. FKA Twigs continues to be one of the most interesting pop artists around. She is constantly reinventing herself and pushing boundaries. She has never stagnated, but is also continuing to evolve on the groundwork that she laid in her, 2012 to 2015 era of that UK bass, experimental pop, deconstructed club era. But here the sound just feels so much more refined and like something to really sink your teeth into, which I'm really excited about. At number 5, Chapel Rowan delivers a queer post-situationship pop anthem with Good Luck Babe. Throughout 2024, we saw Chapel Rowan go from a relatively unknown indie artist to one of the biggest figures in modern pop, thanks to, in part, this song and its virality on TikTok and it just being so inescapable. I think quite a few people got some listening fatigue to this song because it was everywhere, and that chorus is so damn loud and it's so long. But I can't deny that this just goes crazy. I find the cold and bitter ad libs in the chorus, well, good luck, just so haunting, and I love the bridge towards the end of the song, which is delivered with such an aggrieved tone that I'm just so moved by and I am obsessed with. At number 4, we have Doechii and JT with Alter Ego. Doechii this year really popped off for me. I hadn't heard of her before this year, and this song really sold me on her. There isn't an aspect of this song that I'm not totally enamored by. Starting off with that sample of the unreleased Aisha Erotica, and also the Edna Mode sample, Milan, darling, Milan. That definitely was a vocal stem for me, probably the whole year. Doechii and JT deliver some great verses, they have great chemistry, and they have this really cool, braggadocious, and swagger energy that feels really well deserved. I'm also obsessed with the multi-phase aspect of the song. You know, we've got that hip house kind of chorus, and then we've got these really like southern hip hop verses, which JT and Doechii absolutely kill. So this is a banger, underappreciated. Please listen to it. At number 3, we have
Image
by Magdalena Bay. As with everything Magdalena Bay has put out, I am absolutely obsessed with this production. I love Micah's soaring chorus. I love the aloof and mysterious energy of Micah's verses. And I also love the complexity and depth of the synthesizers, which make it so interesting and quirky and add so much depth to the sound. At number 2 is a Charli XCX song. This was a
Forking
big year for Charli with Brat. I mean, there are so many Brat moments of the Brat life cycle. You know, we had the banging lead singles, we had the marketing stunts, we had the Boiler Room set, we had 2 music videos, we already had the Von Dutch remix, all before the album even dropped. And then when the album dropped, we had the original album. A few days later, we got Brat, but it's not Brat because there's 3 more songs. We got the sold out arena tour, and then we also got the remix album. All of that to say, it's been quite difficult to pinpoint which single was the most impactful and best represented the Brat era for me. But I think the biggest song for me was Girl So Confusing featuring Lorde. I mean, where do I even start? The original bangs so hard with those sparkling synthesizers and revving bass, which A.G. Cook has really mastered. I love Charli's songwriting, where she's talking about alienation and anxiety, but this hope to build and foster a relationship with her peer. I feel like the original leaves us with no conclusion. It's more of an open-ended expression of vulnerability to her unknown peer. This songwriting style is something that Charli, I feel like, started doing more with How I'm Feeling Now, but in this Brat cycle, it feels so much more refined and transparent and authentic. After Brat dropped, there was big speculation about who the song was about. Most people suspected it was about Lorde because of that line about them having similar hair, as well as that one video of Charli XCX being mistaken for Lorde in an interview. Setting the scene, you know, we had about a month to digest the album, and then this remix drops out of nowhere. Lorde on this song is responding and building upon Charli's expressions of isolation and anxiety within their very competitive industry, which is constantly, you know, scrutinizing women, putting women against each other, comparing their bodies and relationships. I think Lorde absolutely kills it on her verses. It feels such a natural collaboration between the two, and I think that Lorde fits really well over this production that we don't normally see her on. And there's some really memorable lines like "You walk like a bitch, when I was 10 someone said that." So yeah, Girl So Confusing is my favorite Brat single, but that brings us to the number 1 spot. So there was a bit of a rap beef this year. I'm not really sure if you heard about it. They're quite underground artists, Kendrick Lamar and Drake. I'm not going to recap the whole beef here, but basically on Euphoria, Kendrick showed us that he really hates Drake, and then we got Meet the Grams, which made Euphoria look like child's play. The track consisted of 5 poems, 4 directed at Drake's direct family members, and then the last one to Aubrey himself. This was a hate-filled, methodical assassination of Drake's character and his reputation and his brand as an artist. It was honestly a bit disturbing to see how much craftsmanship went into the humiliation of another human. So, Meet the Grams is probably the best song in terms of lyricism and flow and artistry. However, what do you do after you bury someone? You dance on their grave. Not Like Us is Kendrick Lamar's victory lap. This song has mass appeal as a banger. It had greater commercial success than the prior singles. I think this track is fun and catchy and has an enormous amount of swagger, and some of the most memorable lines of the beef, we've got A minor and OV Ho. I think this song reinforced to audiences that Kendrick Lamar is what the culture is feeling. But I think that's part of why this song is so twisted and makes Kendrick Lamar even more conniving than I originally thought. It got me, a white Australian man, to sing Not Like Us. I mean, I have no skin in the game here, right? Why should I be caring about the rap beef of 2 North American millionaires? And I think that's what's really twisted here. To paraphrase FD Signifier, Kendrick's strategy throughout the beef was dark, twisted, and diabolical. Kendrick manipulated us to revel in his public destruction and humiliation of another human being, and we all enjoyed it. Yeah, I think that's the best song of the year. Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar.